What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. And in this video, we're going to be talking about learning to be more consistent. Like, how can you train yourself to be more consistent in the markets? So let's explain what I mean by being consistent, right? I don't mean being consistent with, like, your trades, like being consistent, like you're always catching winning trades and stuff like that. Of course, it's good to be consistent, with winning and stuff like that in the markets. But you have to also take in the fact that you're not always going to win every setup or every trade you take, right? You always have to keep that in the back of your head somewhere, okay? But it's not only to trying to be consistent in winning and, taking, a lot of wins in the market and little losses, but it's being consistent with your setups and the type of trades you take and what time you take the trade and stuff like that. So all of this is really referring to a trading plan, right? Make sure you have a set of rules. Okay, guys, you want to be trading like a robot, like I would say. So what do I mean trading like a robot? Like, you want to know exactly where you want to enter, why do you want to enter, how are you going to enter, everything like that. And you want your next trade to be, if not the same, but similar to that, depending on what type of trade it is, right? You want to have rules for certain types of trades that you take. So all your reversal trades should look the same, right? If you're going to take a reversal trade on this market and take the exact same reversal trade on another market, right? It has to be damn near the same setup, right? So you have to have a consistency of your reversal trades, how you take your reversal trades. You can't take one reversal trade this way and then take another reversal trade a whole different way, right? It doesn't match up, and then you're going to get yourself confused on how you should do it, right? So continuation trades, you want to make sure you take each continuation trade the same way, right? And stuff like that, right? It could be with anything, right? Your distributions, how do you take your distributions? How do you take your accumulations? How do you take your sponsor candles / order blocks, right? How do you react off of those? How do you look at those? Where do you look for entries? Are you always looking for entries in the same common places? Are you looking for entries in like different places and that doesn't make sense and stuff like that, right? So, like, I don't want to just be rambling on, but I know you guys understand what I mean. You want to try to be consistent with how you look at the market, right? You want to have an approach of how you go about looking at the market every single time. And this is not the one I wanted to open, but a trading plan. So this is a simple trading plan right here. You guys can copy this if you want. This is so basic, right? But I don't need it to be, complicated. This basic, front page is all I need. I don't need too much because I want to keep it simple and I want to keep it something clean that I could just see and know what to do. So you never want to take a trade just up top of your head, right? You want to make sure you go back and check your rules. So what I mean by that, even though you know how you would enter a certain trade, like on the top of your head, you would know how to enter a certain trade, right? But still, you want to go back and check. You want to go back and check just in case, right? Because like I was saying, you want to learn how to trade like a robot. Right? When you program a robot, right, it has specific code and specific rules for it to do. So once you run that program, it's not going to do anything else but what it was instructed to do. So all the rules that you put in the code is what exactly is going to do to the T every single time, right? It's not going to mess up because it knows exactly the measurements and everything like that to do it. And it always follows those rules consistently. Okay, it's just run it over and over again, the same exact rules, and that's why you'll get the same exact outcome. Okay, that's how you want to try to focus yourself in getting. You don't have to be perfect, but you want to be at least, in the range of consistent, right? You don't want to take, let's say, you don't want to take a trade during New York, right? And then the next day taking trades during Asian. There's two different sessions. Which session are you going to choose to trade from, right? So with a robot, they're going to take a trade every single time during New York, every single time, because that was the rule that was implemented, okay? That was the rule that was implemented. So you want to have those type of rules that tells you when to trade, how to trade, okay? Now, I have that in other pages on my trading plan, but right now we're just showing the first page because, it's simple, okay? So clear your emotions, remove emotions, right? And then I have the trading days and trading hours. This really depends on you, what time you want to trade and what sessions you want to trade right there. I'd say stay away from Asian because Asian usually most of the time gets manipulated. Okay, if like I don't want to say 100%, but it's 90%, guys. Like, it'll get manipulated, okay? So the pairs that you trade, really depends on you and what time you're trading and stuff like that. And then your risk to reward, that depends on you, right? And then how much you want to risk. I'd say don't try going for like 2% risk. Keep it around 1%, and then you can go 0.5% is a good like it's a good starting off risk. And then I mean you could risk 0.5% to 1%, and you can go back and forth from that. But don't try to go like the 2%, 3%. I see people trying to go like to like 3%. Like how do you risk 3% on your how do you risk 3% of your account on one trade? That doesn't make no sense, guys. So this is another consistent thing, right? You want to have a consistent risk management, right? So you want to be able to take a trade and get into another trade right after. So you can't risk 2% on one trade and on the next trade risk 0.5%. That's not, it doesn't make sense. That doesn't line up, right? So refer back to the robot. If you put a rule inside of the program that says only risk 0.5% per trade, it's going to risk 0.5% per trade. You know why? Because it has no emotions. Okay, and this is why you want to remove emotions, right? You want to try to calm your emotions and be relaxed and follow these rules, because sometimes you'll think it's a part of your rules until you go back and check to see if it's really a part of the rules. I've done that mistake sometimes before, where I'll take a trade and I'm like, okay, this I'm pretty sure this follows my rules, right? And I didn't actually check my rules, and I go back and I end up losing the trade. And then I go back to my rules and I see exactly why I lost the trade, because I didn't follow one particular thing in my rule, right? It happens, guys. Those things are gonna happen. So have a trading plan, follow it. All right, that's how you can learn to be more consistent. And then we can go with the back testing. I made a back testing video like I think last week. Made a back testing video on how you can back test. Okay. All right, so now we can talk about like the pairs and stuff like that. The pairs really depends on you and what times you want to trade. If you want to trade New York session mainly, then you can stick to the pairs that I trade. EU, GU, AU, USD, JPY. GJ is good, GA is good, UAGPB and CAD-J. Those are good for NY. If you want to trade London, most of the GBP pairs, right, are gonna be what you're gonna trade, right? I mean, some of these pairs will move, like, you know, from London. Sometimes they'll move in New York. But you don't want to trade a pair like NZD-JPY and expect that to be more volatile during like New York session or something like that, right? You want to trade a pair that makes sense and applies to its trading time. Okay, and applies to your trading time. All right, so find the time that's best for you. Find the time that you have free time that you can just look at the markets and trade. All right, and choose that time and trade only that time, right? For a specific amount of hours every single day, you have that time that you can trade in. Okay, and then only look for entries inside of that time. So if you have a trade and it's not entering, right? If it's not entering inside of your trading time, then don't take the trade. Like for me, example, like this is a perfect example right here. I am looking for buys right here, right? I was looking for buys inside this area, but right now it's like what, 12 p.m. Eastern, right? So it's out of my trading zone. It's out of my trading time. I don't care what this does. This could like go for like, you know, a whole bunch of pips, right? It doesn't matter to me. I'm not going to trade it during this time because my rules tell me not to. I already established that I'm not trading after 12 p.m. So I'm gonna follow my rules and not trade after 12 p.m. Like I know New York session extends to like 1 a.m. not 1 a.m. but 1 p.m. to like 2 p.m. But I stopped trading after 12, so I'm done. Right? I'm not gonna invalidate this simple rule right here. Just stop trading and just wait for another, like wait for London or something like that. Right? When you're more consistent with how you look for your trade setups and how you go about looking at your entries and, you know, your point of interest and then your time zones and everything like that, then your profitability will rise because you're more consistent of how you do your things. So you're gonna be more consistently hitting more profits than losing. Okay, so one more thing, guys. Trello. This is a free site where you could basically build like an online trading journal, right? And you could add these cards here, and you could add like different names for each card. Like, you know, I have successful trades, Wyckoff, entries, losses, back test. Now I still need to upload a lot more files and a lot more of these pictures and images to these cards, right? But I just wanted to show you guys this as like an example of how you could do this, right? It doesn't have to be crazy. You can keep it simple like I did it, right? And then you could just upload these on here so you can build your trading journal and it's more organized. That's why I like it, because I have it on my hard drive where I have a whole bunch of images, but I can't go to like a certain image. I'll have to search it up. So it's like it's not ideal for me to just go in and then find a specific thing that I'm looking for. But on here, I know which section it's in. It's organized, so I can do it, right? So if I want to go here, I can look at this, and then all of it's just all right here, right? And if I want to go to the backtest, I need to upload more images on our backtest too, that I can just go here. Okay, so recommend me what type of videos you guys want to see, right? Let me know what type of concepts you want me to cover, or specific things that you want me to cover that I haven't covered, right? Or if you just have a general question, let me know, right? The Discord is in the description if you guys are interested, right? I have many other links in there regarding a broker and then regarding something about crypto. Okay, so peace out, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy your day.